Folks, joining me today is someone from the US, Thomas, AI nerd Helfrich, who's an AI innovation leader with exceptional experience in the field of intelligent automation. So his passion is to create AI-powered hyper automation systems that accelerate humans to be more productive and effective. He's also the CEO and founder of Instarel.ai, a leading thought leadership content creation company powered by, you guessed it, AI. Thanks for joining us today.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate that.
Awesome. Look, there's a lot of talk about technology and how it will disrupt a lot of people's roles. Sure, we know that's going to happen, or at least some of those activities traditionally executed in a traditional job. So what's your take on intelligent automation and how it will impact people's roles?
Yeah, thank you, by the way. It's a very common question, and one that's very concerning when people start looking at advanced technologies like intelligent automation or AI. It's the first question is, are you automating jobs? What's going to happen? It's generally not the case. What happens is often that, and when you implement intelligent automation or any of these systems, the human is usually, for it to be effective, I'll say it this way, it needs to be designed with the human to be accelerated, not to be replaced. And what will happen in organizations, and just for an example, let's say there's 100 people doing a task that an automation or a set of automation technologies could do. What will happen is the jobs won't go away, but they may shift. So over time, attrition of those roles may take a play. They may not hire new people, may get retrained, which is often the strategy, to let them go do new things. Other people may just leave, and other people may just stay in the roles because you still need some people involved in that process. Ultimately, though, I think intelligent automation creates way more jobs. I believe it creates it's creating a whole field of development, whole field of new types of analysts, project managers. The nature of where the work sits becomes higher value, and more jobs that pay higher, I think, are created. That is absolutely where I think it's going. And from my experience, that's where I've seen it go as well.
I'd have to agree with that. It's not less jobs, it's just a different type of job. And so the rise of AI means often we need to cultivate a very strong personal brand because of, right, it's often trawling content creation. And so it's so important to demonstrate thought leadership in your area of expertise. So you are, recognized on the Forbes Council. You're one of the highest influencers on LinkedIn. So can you share with us your personal journey and key learnings?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think AI plays an incredible role with branding, and if you look how across all social media beyond LinkedIn, of how followers are attained, how your videos are viewed, or your posts are liked or not liked. There's a lot of AI that goes behind those sharing algorithms. And at the core of that, you need to create content, and AI can be leveraged in that cycle. I don't believe AI, there's a lot of AI writing technologies out there that are built upon some open source or GPT-3. And even at our company, we have access to all those technologies, but our primary principle is aligned to what I think I saw with intelligent automation is it has to be made, and the methodology and systems need to be made to accelerate a human, not replace them. So even if you're a content writer, you can use AI to create your content. If you're a personal person, you can use AI to accelerate the curation, accelerate the initial writing, the plagiarism checks, the tonality of your writing, and it can certainly speed you up. I think it is incredibly, it's actually, I think, and you have to be doing it this way to keep up with the amount of content, to keep your profile raised, to allow you to get more sales leads, to get a better job, to just build a personal brand that aligns to your beliefs. And to do that, and if you write all those content, it's a full-time job. If you're not leveraging some technology to accelerate it, then you're definitely getting behind those who are out there pushing it. And my personal journey took me on that. So that's how I started the Instarel.ai company, was I wanted to see if AI could make relevance, instant relevance. And it did. And when I combined people into that system of leveraging technology, then my profile and where I have taken it to Forbes Tech Council and being part of the Influencer Active Network now, it has really escalated me, and it's only going up. And it's all starts with the idea that AI can enable it, not replace it, but enable it.
Okay, so you've talked about the importance of raising one's personal profile, but organizations have to do the exact same thing. They have to build a strong personal brand to attract top performers and maintain the current ones. So what are some top tips that you have for businesses that are looking to elevate their profile?
Yeah, this is a common question, and it's one that it doesn't go in the face of marketing, but the traditional marketing of pay-per-click advertisement continually beat the audience up with what you do and how great you are. And the social media algorithms really just don't work that way. They
Yeah.
reward the individual for contribution.
Mm.
And so what I've done with a couple companies now is we've raised the profiles of key figures, top performers. And what we see is when they raise their profile, and they're often doing content regularly, and they're sharing, when they do share something from the company, the business page is oftentimes getting a bigger lift than you'd ever get from a cost per click, because the algorithms are putting that content from that business in front of people in those profiles that have been raised and elevated. So when you look in your profile, specifically on LinkedIn, and you say, hey, look at this company's post, it's from this connection that and you've interacted with this somehow, that person is being rewarded back with your algorithms giving them, hey, look, go look at something you can't care about. That only happens if you're contributing as an individual. So my best advice would be to take a handful of individuals from your organization, figure out a way, it's what we do, but like go boost their profile with good content, constant content, 5 days a week, at least one post a day, an article or two a month, different types of content types, and really commit to the people and watch how your business takes off. And I give you a direct example. My own company went from very few followers to over 5,000 as I've gotten more and more following on my own personal, and I do almost no promotion at all. Actually, I do no promotion at all for the actual InstaRail brand. And I saw that when I did that with my AI nerd company as well, that people will follow your company if you're contributing. It does not work the other way. If you just go out and promoting AI nerd, or you're out there promoting InstaRail or whatever else, people won't follow it. They only follow it because they're getting the social media boost in the algorithm to help reshare.
Right. So humanize the brand is what you're saying. Find advocates that bring your brand to life.
Exactly. Invest in the absolute number one top asset you have, which is people. You have to invest in people. The things you do for them needs to accelerate them. This is another form of that. And it's also a great way to keep people engaged in your company and see the value add for what you can do for them in their own personal brand. And they will stay longer and they will perform better because you're helping them and they're helping you in the same struggle.